Good afternoon, and welcome to Monday's edition of Stony Brook Newsbreak. I'm Jillian Waynand. President Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, and Manafort's former longtime business partner, Rick Gates, were told to surrender to federal authorities after walking into the FBI's field office in Washington at about 8:15 this morning. Manafort's name appears on documents linked to companies that his firm set up in Cyprus to receive payments from politicians and business people in Eastern Europe. Mr. Manafort had been under investigation for violations of federal tax law, money laundering, and whether he appropriately disclosed his foreign lobbying. The surrender of Manafort and Gates marks the start of a new phase in Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian attempts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. At least 23 people were killed and more than 30 people were wounded after Al-Shabaab, Somalia's deadliest extremist group, attacked a hotel in the capital of Mogadishu on Saturday. The attack took place at a hotel near the presidential palace. A carbine, suicide vest, and grenades demolished the hotel, trapping dozens of people in the building. Witnesses outside of the hotel saw 5 men storm the hotel disguised in military uniforms. Al-Shabaab have been involved in nearly half of the attacks led by extremist groups in Africa this year. Not all Catalonia residents are in favor of independence. Tens of thousands rallied in the streets of Barcelona on Sunday to promote Spanish unity, days after the people of Catalonia voted for secession. Leaders from both the conservative and socialist parties joined together to promote anti-separatism. This comes after the Spanish government has stripped the region of its autonomy. Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy has called for a new regional election on December 21st. For updates on this week's weather, let's turn it over to our meteorologist, Darlene Detel. Darlene?
Thanks, Jillian. Wow, that was quite a storm we had last night. Power lines have been knocked over, and we've had tons of floods. Unfortunately, we are still left with some winds, but the rains have moved out. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 12-hour forecast, and we'll see that we'll remain around 50 degrees. And let's go ahead and take a look at our 7-day forecast. So we will stay clear throughout the week. However, we'll be expecting some showers on Sunday, but everything should clear up by Monday. Back to you, Jillian.
Thanks, Darlene. After making a racially insensitive gesture during Game 3 of the World Series on Friday, Astros first baseman Yuli Gurriel was suspended on Saturday for the first 5 games of the 2018 season without pay. Gurriel was seen in the dugout making insensitive facial gestures at Yu Darvish, the Japanese pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The gestures came after Gurriel hit a home run off of Darvish. Gurriel apologized on Friday night and will continue to finish playing in the World Series and will also have to undergo sensitivity training during the offseason. The Astros lead 3-2 in the series after winning last night, 13-12 in a 10-inning classic. Alex Bregman hit a walk-off single off of Dodgers closer Kenley Jansen, scoring Derek Fisher. The series will return to Los Angeles for Game 6 on Tuesday. On a hilly course in northern Vermont, New Zealand native Cameron Avery made himself at home. The 20-year-old runner finished in second place at the America East Cross Country Championships on Saturday to lead Stony Brook to a conference title. The Seawolves had 7 of the top 14 racers in the 8K to edge out UMass Lowell for the win. That's all the time we have for this week's edition of Stony Brook Newsbreak. I'm Jillian Waynand. Have a spooky week, Seawolves.